Okay, so I think you kind of mentioned it earlier. So what is your primary business model as far as Amazon FBA goes? Is it FBM? I know you said you do a lot of RA. Do you still ship those out to fulfillment center, or do you usually merchant fulfill those?
We do a lot.
Mm.
So with FBM specifically, we do that from we have a little warehouse. I still do FBA. I love FBA. Most of our items are FBA, but as far as sourcing goes, I do a lot of RA, but I've been transitioning to OA. So I'm probably about maybe 50-50 now, with my goal to be all OA.
Okay.
It's just easier for me because I have all these other platforms that I'm doing and communities that I'm running and all this other stuff, so
Yeah.
being able to be OA gives me freedom of time. I
Right.
love RA margins, they're amazing, but it's your
Right.
time.
It's not even just for me. I don't do nearly as much RA as I used to. I'm pretty much like 90% OA. Um,
Nice.
However, I've found myself kind of gravitating a lot through FBM than OA as of late.
Oh, wow.
It's usually the things I'll merchant fulfill is usually like things that are worth it, like smaller items
Sure.
with higher value.
Mhm.
Like a lot of
Yeah.
vitamins and stuff like that. Mainly because I've noticed a lot of these listings when there's a sale, it's almost not even worth it to send it in because by the time it gets checked in, it's already saturated and the price is tanked.
Yeah.
It's
There's
almost
truth
like
to that.
if you really want to profit, make it worth your while, just FBM, right?
I
So
think that's probably a benefit to RA too is not everyone has that clearance sale that you're
right.
hitting, where OA, we all have the same sale, it's just a matter of finding the ASIN, so
Right, right, and some of the OA items too, like, they're not just sales. Those are, like, my actual replans where I'm not really worried about the price tanking, is those consistent ones that aren't on sale. If anything, if they get on sale, I'm kinda concerned, you know?
yeah, sure, someone's gonna find it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so, as far as RA, how do you find the time to do that? Because honestly, most people I speak with, they are kind of more away from RA, right? They kinda go towards OA because of the time commitment. So
Mhm.
how are you able to balance, RA with everything else that you got going on?
That's always been something I've struggled with,
Yeah.
back then when I
Well, but
first
no, wait,
started.
let me stop you. What
Okay.
percentage are you RA?
I'd say probably 50-50 right now.
Okay, okay, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Um, so back when I started, when I would drop my kids off to an activity or they were in school or something, I would source constantly while they were in their activity or school.
Okay.
And that would take me to other cities too, because they both did sports. So when they were at a football something or other, I would go and source new stores.
Hmm,
Today, fast forward, I have to schedule it out. So say Tuesdays is my sourcing day, then I'm going to
mhm,
go out from 9 to 5 on Tuesday and hit the same stores that I know I can find items at.
okay.
um, for me, after all these years, I've made really good manager relationships and connections.
There you go.
So RA for me looks different than what RA would look like for a new seller.
Right.
These managers will text me and say, "Hey, look what I've got. Do you want it?" Yes, I
Wow.
do, or no, I don't. And then I just go pick it up. So
Nice.
that's changed for me a lot. And part of my growth was definitely due to those connections with managers for sure.
So you were probably pretty transparent with them when they asked what you were doing, because 'cause I'm sure
Oh,
you were
yeah.
kinda there for a while and
Yep.
you started talking to them, right?
Yes, it's a slow friendship, but eventually, yeah, they wanna move this stuff out of their stores,
Right.
and I'm willing to do that for them, but yeah, it's just a friendship, and then it becomes great for both parties.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, if you're a new seller and you're watching this, it's gonna take some time for sure to have that kind of relationship. I'd imagine
Yeah.
at first, how long did it take before you got, like, that first, like, relationship at a store?
I mean, showing your face consistently over a couple months,
Yeah,
and I would go weekly and always be kind, clean up after yourself. I've
yeah,
seen resellers that go through the aisles and they trash it.
yeah,
So if your goal is to kinda get on that manager's good side so they'll let you in the back room,
yeah.
clean up the aisles while you're in them. Return the carts. That's huge to, specific stores. So,
Right.
little
So
things go a long way.
so talk me through that, like, that first conversation. Like, would they first b did they see you with the abundant amount of clothes or abundant amount of, like, items, and they ask straight up, like, "Hey, are you reselling these items?" Or
Yeah, most of them do. They know.
okay.
They understand what
Yeah, they're
reselling
fine.
is, especially at a place like Ollie's, say.
Yeah.
You're gonna show up consistently weekly with a cart full of stuff. Eventually, they're gonna say, "Where are you selling this?" or "What are you doing with this?" And,
Yeah,
"Oh, I flip it on Amazon," or whatever
yeah,
it might be. And they're like, "Well, I've got more of that in the back. Do you want some?" And,
yeah.
"Yes, I do." I mean,
Right.
sometimes I couldn't even profit off of what they were suggesting, but I did it just to kinda get my foot
Oh,
in the
yeah.
door and
Yeah.
show them that I was willing to help them as well.
Right.
So it's just like I imagine it's just like working with a wholesale,
Mhm.
rep. No
Right.
different. You're building that relationship. Even if you're not making a ton of money at first, eventually in the long run, that will pay off.
Right, right. It's a mutual benefit. It's
Yeah,
almost
for
like,
sure.
yeah, they're a sales rep, and you might take
Mhm.
some L's to help them out here and there, but
Right.
overall, you guys are both benefiting from it. So
Definitely, yeah.
awesome.